Welcome to one of the most iconic sites in Central Australia, Uluru. From the plethora of distinct rock features, the incredible nighttime star coverage, and changing of the colors, you are about to see why it's Central Australia's top destination. On day one, we woke up early to begin our 5-hour drive to Uluru. We made sure to be careful driving in the outback as there is a lot of open space and increased wildlife activity. From Alice Springs, there are about 4 or 5 roadhouses to stop at on the way to Uluru. Though they may be smaller and less modern than some in the US, we found that stopping along the way is essential to rest your eyes and break up the drive. Plus, you can see and feed some emus at a few of them. On the way to Uluru, you will pass by Mount Connor. From here, you have about another hour and a half to go. Despite arriving in the middle of the day during an extreme heat advisory, we decided to go ahead and walk the base. Being able to walk the base was incredible. It's amazing how detailed and diverse different parts of the rock are and how it's been transformed over thousands of years. While the walk was challenging due to the sun and heat, it is well worth it, and we were glad to say we have at least done it once. Since the base is around 6 miles long, there are other options available such as segways and bikes, which is something we would consider when we return. Later on that evening, we did a nighttime star tour which left from the Ayers Rock Resort. Unfortunately, our pictures do not give the nighttime sky justice. We highly recommend taking this tour, and as part of your experience, you get your very own personalized professional photo. While we had plans to wake up early the next morning to do a hike in Kata Tjuta, that did not pan out as we were exhausted from the day before. We still ended up going to Kata Tjuta, but did not walk as far as we had hoped due to the heat. That being said, don't be like us and power through the heat and exhaustion. Make sure you leave enough time to rest and to fully experience Kata Tjuta, as it is just as amazing as Uluru. On the way to both the national parks from the resort, you will pass by the Uluru Sunset Viewing Area. We drove here later that evening to see the spectacular changing of the colors. As it can be crowded and last for a couple hours, make sure to get there early and even bring some chairs or a blanket to sit on. Overall, we spent about 48 hours in Uluru and Kata Tjuta, which was probably just the right amount of time given the weather. If we were to have stayed longer, we would have liked to have done more hiking and more experiences that the resort offers. We would also book our accommodation well in advance, as options become more expensive and limited as your date nears. Additionally, we would have planned to try and do more meals on our own, as prices at the resort can be very expensive. All in all, we were glad to check this off our bucket list and highly recommend spending some time in the area if you live in Australia or are considering a visit. Cheers!